So at the end of my last Splatoon 3 video, where I talked about what I wanted to see happen in the story mode for the next Splatoon game, I talked about how I wanted it to actually play. I talked about what I wanted to see in terms of gameplay. I talked about that I would love to see an open world nature to the Splatoon 3 single player gameplay. That was recorded around about a couple of weeks ago now, and since then I have bought Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, the Fandor edition on the PS4, and I have been playing through the single player in that game, and pretty much you have free roam regions where it is pretty much set in an open world, and I am playing through town centre, and yeah, it's got me thinking about, yeah, this is pretty much exactly how I want Splatoon 3 story mode to play out. Pretty much in Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, you have the whole area to explore, and your objectives or your missions are set out by talking to certain characters located around the map, and yeah, you can pretty much do what you want. You can just pretty much explore all of your surroundings, or you can treat it like a story mode where you go from mission to mission. This is what I want to see in Splatoon 3, it really is. I would love to see Splatoon 3 story mode be set like this. I would love it to play like an open world sort of game where it is set in Inkopolis. Maybe someone, maybe the Octarians, maybe a brand new species is taking it over, and you have to liberate it by sort of going to certain parts of the stage. It's like in Splatoon, we have seen Inkopolis in the background, and we get to see certain elements in all of the stages, so we know that Inkopolis has a shopping mall with Arowana Mall. It has a sort of concert area with Starfish main stage. I would love to see an open world sort of game, like an open world single player in Splatoon 3, connecting all of those areas into one sort of hub world. And it would be really cool if we got to see Inkopolis Plaza, and then we take the train to Inkopolis Square and whatever the new hub area is for Splatoon 3. I will be talking about that in a future video in this series. But yeah, Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, when I started playing it, I thought this is exactly how I would imagine Splatoon 3 to play out. And yeah, Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, it feels like a living, breathing world, how you've got enemies in certain streets and you got to take them out. I just love that aspect about it. I just thought maybe Octarians have taken over, or the Macoids, like what Squeakhead did come up with, and they are located around Inkopolis. I would love to see Inkopolis as an actual area where we can actually explore it, and it just would be really cool just to connect all of the stages to one another. But yeah, I'm not really sure whether that would be possible on the Switch. It would take many years to develop that sort of experience. But that is what I have said before. I wouldn't be bothered if Splatoon 3 was many years in the future. Yes, it would affect how many videos I would make on the channel, but in terms of what game we could actually get at the end of it, we could get something really special. And yeah, I would just love it if Splatoon 3 played like what you are watching on screen now. And yeah, it's just got me really excited. I didn't really know anything about the story mode or the single player for Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville before going into it. But yeah, when I first started playing it, I thought this is exactly how I imagined Splatoon 3. Now, I don't think Nintendo will go down that route. I think they will just stick to the tried and tested like what they have done before. So you're going from point A to point B. But seriously, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Would you want Splatoon 3 single player to play something like this, where it is set in Inkopolis and something like a species is taking it over, and you have to liberate it by going like from certain areas of the stage. So maybe they have taken over the train station, you got to liberate it, and then you can catch the train to Inkopolis Plaza. Maybe that is how you will get around in Splatoon 3 single player, by sort of train and fast travel, just because it does seem like all of the stages are set quite far apart from one another. So maybe not all of the stages will be in Splatoon 3, but like in a single player. But I'll just love it if we went from Arowana Mall. We get to see that in a single player sort of scenario, sort of open world scenario, where if you look outside of the map, you can see on one side it is set near a city, but on the other side it's set near a beach or a coastal area. I would just love to explore pretty much everything like around all of the stages. Where you do look outside the stages, you get to see the surrounding area. I would just love to explore all of that in Splatoon 3 single player. I would love it if it was an open world sort of experience. I would just love to experience Inkopolis, get to tour around it, get to look around it, get to see a living, breathing city. And yeah, that's just how I imagine Inkopolis to be. We haven't really seen Inkopolis, really. We have only really seen it in the background of stages. So why not make it the forefront of the single player for Splatoon 3? Instead of going underground, why not have us trying to save Inkopolis? So yeah, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Apologies if my voice might sound a little bit weird. It's just that I am at the start of getting a cold, unfortunately. So yeah, I must apologise about that. But yeah, Plants vs Zombies Battle of Neighbourville, I am absolutely loving the single player at the moment. And yeah, I just love like the whole sort of aspect of it feeling like a living, breathing world. I just love going from street to street, taking out all of the zombies. I just love the aspect about it, and yeah, I just love to see that replicated in Splatoon 3. But maybe it would be too big of an idea for the Switch. Maybe this is something for a more powerful Switch in the future, or maybe from the next gen system from Nintendo. But yeah, Splatoon 3, it could be many years in the future, and it could allow Nintendo to explore something ambitious like this idea. So yeah, I know some people might have open world fatigue just because pretty much every single game is like open world. That's what it feels like nowadays. But yeah, this would be my perfect Splatoon 3 single player gameplay experience. But that's pretty much it with this video, and yeah, we'll see you in another Splatoon 3 video.